Hello! Hello, beautiful people. How's everybody doing? Happy, well, if it's your Friday night, it's technically the weekend now. Happy weekend, everyone. How's everyone doing? Ready for today? Ready for D&D? Well, for interactive D&D, I'm also ready for D&D tomorrow, which will be D&D with the peeps, which will be great. Tonight, we might be going out, Mans and I. We're really into wrestling, and there's some local wrestling happening tonight that we're thinking of going and watching for a bit of fun, for something a little different. So we might end up doing that tonight. But how's everyone doing? I saw a bunch of people. Kiera, you got your Christmas decorations up? It's not even December yet. Like, we just had Thanksgiving. Well, you just had Thanksgiving. Oh, kitty. No, cat tail. Hello, tail. Are you gonna be here to annoy me? Lucky I don't need my keyboard much, huh? She's right here. You wanna say hi? Hello. You say hello. Who's that? Nope. Okay. All right. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm a little kitty, and I'm a wet bag. Oh, honey, how am I supposed to start with you doing this? Yep, good girl. I'm down. She's such a sweetheart. She's such a cutie. She really is. Such a good girl. There's you, good girl, but you're gonna distract me. You need to kick some butt. All right. Giving her all the that's because I give her attention. Your toy's right here if you want to grab it. Oh no, wait, she took it into the other room. I think it's in the kitchen, honey. All right. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's kick this off, shall we? Where we wrapped up Act 1 of this adventure is our, I was going to say witch, our wizard ranger, Synn, our beautiful tiefling here. Lily, you're going to drive me nutty, babe. You're going to drive me nutty. We went to a town called Thornhaven because we heard rumor that the people there were in some turmoil. And upon venturing to this town and talking to some of the inhabitants, which we did over the last 2 weeks, we discovered that people in the town have been going crazy. They have been showing signs of madness, and then in some cases violence, and then in some cases silence, and then dying. We went to the Watchman and went to the local prison, and we actually saw firsthand the evolution of what happens to a person when they are possessed by this affliction of sorts. We then went to the temple and talked to the town cleric. That is not for you. Don't be annoying. Don't be cheeky. You should have seen the look she just gave me. Yes, this is our little familiar. Actually, we do have a familiar. We haven't used her much in the game. It is Becky an eagle. So we do have an eagle. That is important to remember if we ever want to like bust out some eagle eye and get advantage on perception checks. We should just have as a blanket rule because we should have our pet on us always. Anyways, we went and spoke to the local town cleric, and we saw that death was not the end for people with this affliction. As they died, the crystals that were growing in their skull, which seems to be what drives them mad and then eventually kills them, continues to grow into these giant, miss. She wants my coffee. Sorry, this is the stream. The stream is me in a one-woman battle with a cat trying to lead you through a D&D session. Miss. Can you believe it's been a week with her? It's only been a week. That's why I'm still, like, obsessed. I'm sure I'll be obsessed forever, though. I'm sure I'll be obsessed forever. have to show you guys how she plays sometimes. Maybe when we're not doing D&D. Little one, go away from my coffee. Really? Really? Anywho, what we have uncovered, finally, is that the source of this affliction is originating in the town, so no one else other than the members of this town of Thornhaven seem to be afflicted by this illness. The only exception is that on day one of our adventure, our camp was attacked by an ogre who showed a lot of the same symptoms, including the glass shards in her head, of what the people in this town have. And so she was our only lead, and we found that she was a vegetarian ogre who had recently eaten a bunch of crops from a local farm, and that was her only tie to Thornhaven. So finally, putting everything together, chat, you discovered that the very likely source of what was happening in Thornhaven was, not for you, little one, at the farm called Sunny Hill Farms. So that is where you are on your way today. Okay, I just want you guys to see what she's doing. Lily, you want to show them what you're doing? You want to show them what you're doing to this? Hey. Nah, not now. I might need cat removal services, my love. Cat is like, nope. No work tonight for you. See? She's just trying to knock it off the table. You tried to put it, we had a roll. Little one. Just try to get into my water now. It's not your water. You know where your water is. The D&D Master Child. You're undermining my authority, cat. You're undermining my authority here. Anywho. It is about midday in Thornhaven. We have spent our morning in investigations. We have, like I said, we've just been to the prison and we've talked with Bruno, the head of the Watchmen, and we've just been to the temple and talked with, can we remember her name, chat? The cleric. I believe we have her name. Eleanor, the elven cleric from the Temple of Palor. She has just given us a bunch of information. We have also received a blessing from her deity, from Palor, who has deemed us worthy enough to take up, oh honey, to take up his mantle. And as such, we've also had aid cast upon us, so we have a +10 to our HP total at the moment, which is giving us a really, really healthy HP of 46 at level 5. Yeah, it's amazing. We might have to just check everything. It's no longer an affliction of the mind. It is now an evil cat snake called Lilith who has taken over the village. Is that you? Do we need to put a Lilith in this doorway? Okay, so having asked for directions to this farm, we also met the local owner of this farm who was in the tavern in the morning. I don't think we learnt his name. We are going to head to the town. If I just neck this, maybe she won't be able to go for it anymore. Do you want to change our familiar to a cat named Lilith rather than a bird called Becky? It's your story. Type 1 in chat if you want to change the familiar to a cat called Lilith. Type 2 in chat if you want to keep Becky. Becky the buzzard. It's a shape-shifting companion. See, this is the beauty of it being your story. We just change it on the fly. 1, 1, 1. Becky do be sus. Okay, we are now a tiefling wizard with a cat familiar named Lilith. That's you. And she's a little rat bag. Let me get up the cat. The cat's stat block. What advantages will she give us? Just so you know. She has a keen sense of smell, everybody. So we have advantage on all perception checks that rely on smell because of our feline friend. She can also fight with us. She does claw damage. For one slashing damage. Yay! A precarious. Oh, is that you? Are you, Munchkin? Yeah, that was her saying thanks to everybody. Alright, we need to continue with the story, because otherwise this episode is just going to be just cat love the whole time. She doesn't level up with you, no, she just stays. She just stays the same. Now she's biting my hand. Okay. So on this afternoon, on your way to Sunny Farms, we're going to pass through a local marketplace. It is bustling. You decide your very first port of call would be to check if the farmer's in the marketplace selling goods, because that could be a bad move. Would someone like to give me we do need a cat cam. Mans, would you like to give us our first roll of tonight and give me a perception check? To see if in this bustling marketplace you can see, yes, we did know his name, you were right, Given. His name was Connor. If we can find Connor, the farmer from Sunny Farms. Oh shit, Winnie. He's not. With a natural 1, you go to look for the farmer, for Connor, and you are suddenly distracted completely by the smell of the most delicious food in one of these market stalls. And you realize, shit, I haven't even had breakfast this morning. I stole a couple of, if we remember correctly, chat, you stole a couple of chicken nuggets from some local patron's table at the tavern when you departed this morning, but you haven't eaten anything today. So with your natural 1, you completely forget the whole point of you being in this marketplace is to find Connor the farmer, and instead you just completely are drawn to this one particular stall. Delicious food, roasted ducks, fresh piles of fruit, cured fish, just giant mugs of, I don't know, sweet, delicious smelling liquid. Thank you, Pommy, for the lurk. Yeah, just get them out of the way now, huh? So, of all the items in the store, which one are which one catches our eye the most? Vote 1 if you're like the freshest, still steaming, just out of the oven, fresh loaf of bread. Looks really good. Type 1. Type 2, a hot, steaming pie. Delicious. With a really buttery, crumbly crust. Type 2. Or, if you want a little bit of the pep me up, what about a nice frothy mug of freshly churned apple cider? See, we could be easily distracted by one of these. Nothing beats fresh bread from the oven. Done. You walk over to this stall, completely mesmerized by the fresh wares, and you ask the market stall person, what are they called? What's the name of a market stall person? Market stall person. If you can purchase a loaf of bread, and you hand over a bronze piece, and in return you get the most beautiful, fresh loaf of bread. Peddler! Yeah, peddler. You decide you want a little bit of privacy while you gorge yourself on this loaf of bread, so you just walk around the corner into like a little bit of a side alley, and you're about to take a bite of this delicious loaf of bread. It's one of those like hard, crusty outside, soft in the middle. Sorry, there's going to be an ad, everybody, soon. Peddlers sell illegal goods. That's fine. The bread's so good, it's legal. You hear footsteps approaching. Not one, but with your passive perception, several footsteps. You look down at Lilith, who's at your feet, and she's facing the entranceway, and her fur is all like spiked and frizzed up. Something is about to happen. You put the loaf of bread down and you steady yourself, and a horde of people descend on you from around the corner. A group of villagers with very angry looks in their eye have come around the corner and are beelining towards you. The first one closest to you speaks and says, "Horned devil, bringing your black magic here, angering the gods. They're punishing us because of you. Leave this place." A second villager pipes up and says, "Your presence here, devil spawn, mocks our devotion to our deity. Leave now, putrid devil." Clearly, a horde of angry townspeople have been watching you and have deduced that because of your tiefling form. For those of you who know about tieflings, you have a bloodline that links back to the infernal. That because of your tiefling form and the weird occurrences that have been happening in this town only for a few days now, it's only been about a week, and then you're here, they have deduced that somehow your presence here is causing this. Are we choosing violence? One of them spits at you and goes, "Go back to hell." So what do we do? Type 1 if you think the correct course of action here is to stay silent and stand your ground. Type 2 if you're going to try and convince the crowd that you are not a devil and that you mean them no harm. Type 3 if your response is to try and intimidate the crowd with a display of power. And if we choose this option, we will be using our cantrip of thaumaturgy to get advantage on our intimidation check. What are we going to do? Everybody wants to try and talk their way out. Oh, even mans. I thought you were choosing violence, baby. You're going with the flow. Okay. You still stand your ground, but you turn to face the angry mob. And I like what Geetha said in chat. You're gonna go, "Excuse me? I have only just arrived into town yesterday, and I'm here to investigate what's happening here. I mean you all no harm, and if you would just let me be on my way, there's no need for this to come to any kind of further confrontation. Geeth, can you please roll me a d20 for a persuasion check to see how well our attempts to dissuade this crowd that are very angry are with us. You rolled a 19. Good job. You had to, the DC for that was 15, so it was quite high because this mob is not friendly. So with the DC 15, all body language of advancing upon you kind of seems to dissipate. They somewhat believe that you will not harm them, but they still do not want you here. And someone goes, "You smell of the dead, blasphemer. We do not take kindly to your kind being here. And whatever has happened to the city, we will figure out ourselves. We have no need for an outsider. If you agree to leave now, we will let you go." What are you going to do? How do you react to that? Winnie, can you please roll me a d20? And I'll tell you what for in a minute. Offer them some bread. Break bread. It's very symbolic. They're hungry. Winnie, if you are still around, would you be able to roll me a d20, my friend? The crowd are whispering amongst themselves. Your unholy union with the devil is casting a shadow upon this town. I saw her, I did. I saw her creeping around the prison. Can't be a good sign. With an 8 plus 1, 9, one of the members of the angry crowd has picked up a rock and throws it at you and screams, "Get out!" And with a dexterity saving throw of only 9, that rock hits you smack in the side of the head, and it does 3. Oof, big rock. That must have been really close. It does 3 points of bludgeoning damage. What are you going to do? Type 1. You're going to stay silent and stand your ground. 2. Fuck it, I'm going to attack the crowd. 3. I'm going to try to put this crowd to sleep using our spell Sleep. And then slip away. 3. We're going to try to run and hide. 1, to stay silent, stand our ground. 2, attack the crowd in return. 3, put the crowd to sleep using magic. 4, run and hide. You know what happens, chat? I've been thinking about what happens when we tie, right? And usually when we tie, I just flip a coin. Yeah? We might continue to do that for today. But to de-incentivize ties in the future, I was thinking about instituting some kind of rule where if there's a tie, it becomes a nat 1. Is that too mean? Could be fun. You think I'm a demon? I'll show you the devil herself. I love that, but unfortunately the choices are between 2 and 3. Ali coming in with the deciding vote. You are going to try and put the crowd to sleep. Amazing. Okay, so for those of you unfamiliar with the spell of sleep, it allows us to roll 5 d8s. And the total is the number of hit points that we can like knock off in the villages to try and put them to sleep. Now, for those of you who know what a commoner's stat deck is, they don't have many. They don't have a big HP. I think they might just have like 4 or something. Commoner D&D. They have 4 hit points each. So in a group of, 6 people, we can send them all potentially to sleep. Yep. New to D&D. This is a good little good little way to learn. Okay, so I'm gonna say that there's a crowd of 6 people, right? They only had about 10. They have 4. They have an armor class of 10, but they only have 4 hit points each. Children only have 2. Like, commoners just die like that in this game. So, I will need everybody in chat to roll me a d8. So can I get a d8 from Mans, a d8 from Geeth, a d8 from Winnie, a d8 from Ali, and is there anybody else here who wants to participate and add that final d8? So we've got an 8. We've got an 8. We've got a 6. We've got a 2, and we've got a 2. So we have 18. Okay, this puts us in a very interesting situation. With a total of 18 hit points, we send 4 of the 6 commoners to sleep. They just drop to the ground in front of us. The remaining 2 commoners are very off-put by this. I mean, wouldn't you be? One of them screams out, "I knew they were a devil! I knew they were a devil! Help! Help!" The other one pulls out a small dagger by their side and points in your direction, hand trembling. They are frightened. They run away like a little bitch. The one that calls for help legs it off into the marketplace. Yeah? Look, I've got no arm. Who is that? Legs it off like a scared little bitch into the marketplace. The other one kind of stands up at you with this dagger in their hand. Would you like to intimidate that person into fucking off, Geeth? Roll me a d20 for intimidation and type into chat what you wish to... Actually, no, do it the opposite way. I don't know if you've done that already. Write in chat. Yeah, I thought it might have been too late. Okay. With our +2 is a 12 on a commoner. Don't even worry about it. They've got a 10 to your 12. Now please type into chat what you want to say to intimidate this last commoner. While this is happening, I've got a passive perception of 11. It's not great, but it allows us to gain access to basic things around us immediately. You hear a commotion starting to stir in the marketplace. A couple of shouts. Voices are getting raised. With a successful intimidation check of 12, you look down at this small human in front of you. Fuck it. You use I can never pronounce it right. Thaumaturgy. You make your voice boom. You make the small space of ground around you echo. Your eyes flicker yellow. And you look down upon them and you boom. If I was here to hurt you and your people, your little friends would not be sleeping. You would all be dead. I love that. Keith, your dialogue. I love that. With that, they drop their dagger and they run. They run. Now, you can tell a crowd is stirring outside. Someone has been screaming for help. Any moment now, more people are going to come around the corner and see 4 bodies. Not knowing whether they're alive or dead, they're going to see 4 bodies at your feet. What are you going to do? Oh, thank you. Type 1 if you're going to run. Type 2 if you want to hide. Type 3 if you want to stand and stay.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh, it's pronounced Thor.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. Thank you. Oh, you guys, what? I'm so surprised. What, you guys are gonna stay? Wow, I did not expect that to be chosen, but chat decides. Thaumaturgy. I was thinking Thor, like the god Thor, S-H-T-R, Thaumaturgy. Okay, holy shit, you are going to stay, and this rabid group of confused villagers, before there were 6, right? Now there's like 20. All come as a massive horde around the corner, and they see you standing atop 4 bodies. Hi, Alicia, how's it going? Once I thought 3 threes, I had no choice. I'm gonna think through what we do on a tie. Maybe a nat 1 is a little bit too severe. I want you to feel like you still have the freedom to choose what you want to choose. So let me just rethink it. I just want to do something more than just just like a coin flip. Or maybe I get to decide. No, I can't do that because I might know what's happening. You're great. That's good. That's good. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. It's only by the mercy of the gods that I stayed my hand and put them to sleep. Bring on the dialogue, chat. I fucking love it. This is your character. Let's go. Before anyone in the crowd has a moment to open their mouths to speak. Lily, you've been doing so well, honey. Again, you use thaumaturgy and your voice booms now through the whole marketplace and square. Before, where you tried to keep it reserved all on this one person, your voice reverberates. Doors and windows in this alley place shake and rattle as you boom. It's only by the mercy of the gods that I stayed my hand and put them to sleep. Provoke me further and feel my wrath. Shit, you guys. I will need another intimidation check on this crowd. Please, man sets fire. Roll me a d20 with advantage because we're using thaumaturgy. Man, you guys are making me work for it today. Rolled a 9 plus 2. Like I said, a commoner, you only need to beat a 10. Because they are simple people. Lily, you can say this, sweetie, just off the keypad. Just off the keypad. What are you doing? Off the keypad. Oh my goodness. Chiggy munchkin. A hush descends over the crowd, and they are staring at you. Some of them have taken whatever they can find from the stall as they've come around the corner to use as a weapon. You have someone with a giant ladle, someone carrying a bucket of apples with one in their hand ready to throw. You still have the tiniest trickle of blood where that rock hit you, coming down your forehead. I need Allie. Can you please roll me a D20 for perception? They're gonna cook for us. How nice! I need you to roll me a perception check on this crowd. With a 17, plus 1 because of our stats there, with an 18. As you boom this out over the crowd, this unnatural hush befalls them all. They all kind of seem to freeze. Except for someone in the back. And you quickly scan the crowd and your eyes land on them. And you see someone with blood coming out of their ear. Twitching unnaturally. Bashing the side of their head. Eyes glazed. Do you know, chat, what you've identified in this crowd? Can anybody in chat tell me what's going on? You can see this person in a one-person battle, and then they freeze, and they open their eyes. He has COVID. And now where his eyes were once a brown, you see a blue, gleaming glow. Oh, she's looking up. Oh, she's so cute. Why are you so cute? Why are you so cute? Now I need the keyboard there, honey. What are you going to do, chat? Number 1, you're going to yell at the crowd to run. You are going to alert them to the presence of this cursed person behind them. 2, you're going to pull out a dagger and throw it at the person. 3, in your other hand, you have a loaf of bread. You're going to throw the loaf of bread at the person. 4, you're a fucking wizard. You're going to launch a firebolt. Now, remember, chat, the promise that you made last episode to Bruno, where you did turn around and say that if it is possible for you to not harm somebody infected, you won't do so. This is your first opportunity to break that promise or keep it. What will you do? Yell at the crowd to run, throw a dagger, throw the bread, launch a firebolt. Lizzie is shitting. It won't hurt them though to throw the bread, will it? 1, not the bread. Not the delicious loaf of bread that we paid 1 bronze coin for. So you yell at the crowd. No, we love our familiar. I think that's how you spell it. Is. You yell out, "Infected! Run!" And the crowd, who you've intimidated into standing still, continue to stare at you in shock and fear. Do you really think after you've scared them that they're going to listen to what you have to say? They've just run around the corner, seen a bunch of bodies at your feet. You've just intimidated them, and then you're going to try and give this group a command. But don't have me decide. I think Ali rolled the last one, right? Winnie, roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage. So roll it twice. And we're going to pick the lower of the 2 scores.
Hello. Welcome back. The kitten's currently indisposed. Can't hear me. Well, give it a second, Keith. You'll be able to hear me. No, I am muted. What's up? Oh, there you go. They hear me now. Hey, what's going on? The kitten is currently indisposed, so the inmates are running the asylum now. So, I've been told I need to give you guys an opportunity to give a persuasion check. So, Allie, give me a persuasion check, please, with disadvantage, so I'm being told. I don't even know what situation we're in. Oh, we're still dealing with the, Oh, yeah, she's right over there.
I'm back now. That's okay. Do this. Because you just tried to intimidate the crowd. Well, you just intimidated the crowd, and then now you're asking them to run. And you've said that there's infected among them. Are they going to actually believe you?
Oh, okay, then. There we go. So, Allie,
We need to receive. They can
give us that persuasion check to see if you could convince the crowd to listen to you. Or are they just a bunch of assholes and they're like, screw you, we're trying to kill you, you evil demon bitch.
Exclamation point D20.
Exclamation point D20 in the chat. Do it twice and we'll take the lowest number. There you go. See, Geithman's always holding us down with the information. Ooh, that's really good. Please roll higher than that. One more, Allie. Give us one more exclamation point D20. Oh, she needs to wait 20 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes chats do that, so you can't.
Type the same thing
I didn't put it in slow mode, so I don't know, but I guess it's still too quick.
That's stupid.
It's a stupid, but
Try
whatever.
to that.
It is what it is. We'll wait the 20 seconds. We'll see how that goes.
How's it feel being in the hot seat? I want you to narrate what happened.
No!
What happened?
With an 11, the crowd looks at you. Really? I'm doing this? I'll do this. All right,
Remember,
fine.
there's an infected in the crowd.
Yeah, I know.
Tends to look.
So, the crowd that already thinks you're the spawn of Satan looks at the infected person and looks at you. One in the crowd points at you and says, "She's cast a spell. This demon spawn has infected us, and the only way out is to kill her. Look at what she's already done." As the infected person starts beating their own head, spazzing, twitching, convulsing even, the crowd quickly rallies and looks to you, thinking you are the cause of this man's sickness. And with that, I turn it over to the original. Here you go, Kitty.
You're just gonna leave me in that shit?
Yeah, have fun.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, baby.
Mwah.
Back to your bad rolls now. I know, he's brutal when it's him. It's brutal when it's him. Oh, that was really good, though. Okay, so this crowd now believes you have just used your magic to turn one of their own against them. The crowd... am I gonna have to craft an encounter with 20 fucking crowd people in the crowd? You see the crowd all ready their makeshift weapons. Cleavers and saucepans and buckets of goods. You holding your bread in one hand. Hey, just 25 fucking months, let's go! Thank you for the resub, my friend. And the cat's back. Look, today has been just a massive fucking derp. Like, I'm sorry for this session, everyone. I hope you're having some fun. Now the cat's here. There's 20 people, Geeth. That's 40 hit points. And we could only do a max of 24. You want a cat? That was fun. I think Mans should do an episode. Maybe he should do next episode. All right, so this entire crowd has turned against you. They're readying their weapons. They're about to attack you. While all of that is also taking place, you know that you haven't turned this person in the back against them. That is a legitimate possessed human being back there. Zombie-esque, whatever it is, their skin has started to go pale, kind of blue-gray, as they're shuddering and trying to control themselves. You got me stumped? Chat, what do we do? Kitty, get off the keyboard, please. We can always try to talk. I mean, I didn't give you that option. Your options are, so you can cast Shatter on the crowd if you want to attack them. 2, you can ignore the crowd and just attack the infected person, get them out of the way. 3, you can try to run away and cast Darkness behind you. Put bombs in the sewer, now the town stinks of poop. Winnie's choosing violence. Mans wants to try and run and hide. We do have darkness because we're a tiefling. What a man from the hood would say. Oh my god. To this shit town. We can try to get revenge on the town. Lily, stop. Oh, it keeps on going backwards and forwards. Okay, at the moment. You're gonna attack the crowd? I forgot I was a mod, but I don't do things. Alright, I'm calling it. I'm finishing the poll. It's been a minute. You are going to attack the crowd. With 54.5%, you are going to cast Shatter on the villagers of this town. They have antagonized you. You are doing nothing but you trying to help, and you feel this infernal rage build within you. You have put your life on the line to save one of their own. You saved Mike. You are here out of the goodness of your heart and monetary compensation to save them from a threat that doesn't affect you. You have spent days investigating and getting shat on by different people of this town because they are scared and unwilling to admit that they cannot handle this problem on their own. It is bigger than them, and they need an adventurer such as yourself, someone knowledgeable in all things arcane, to save them. And you are angry at the lack of appreciation from these villagers. And so with that, you are going to cast a level 2 Shatter spell on the whole fucking crowd of people in front of you to teach them a fucking lesson. Why did I pick that?
I like turtles.
Yeah, and violence, apparently. So with Shatter, you center your concentration in the middle of the crowd and every villager within a 10-foot radius, remembering that this is a compact alleyway and they are all close together, is going to get hit. But before we see how many people you hurt / murder in this area. Oh my god, this is going somewhere I completely did not expect, but I love it. Winnie, because you were the first person to choose one, I need you to roll to hit. Can I please have... Oh, wait, no, it's a Constitution saving throw. I have to roll a d20. Let me explain the ramifications. Oh, kitty. All right, my cat just made me a demon. Little one. He just made me look possessed. Oh. Come on, Munchkin. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna roll a d20 in chat. Let me explain to the people who don't know how this works. So, each commoner in this vicinity has a chance to have it not hit them. So they need to roll over a 14. They have no modifiers. They need to roll over a 14 to only take half damage. Let me see. To take only half damage on this. Because it's a crowd, I'm rolling for all of them. There is a chance you might kill 20 people like that. They need to get over 14 to take half damage. We still need to roll for damage. All right, so this is part 1. Let's go. 15, which means they are taking half damage. Now we need to see how much damage we're doing. Alicia, can I get a exclamation point? Oh my god, there's 3. An exclamation point D8 from Alicia, an exclamation point D8 from Jester, and an exclamation point D8 from Winnie.
Sacrifice, not murder.
Exclamation points D8, please. Alicia, Winnie, and Jester. A 4. These villages, okay. A 4. Plus a 3. Jester, could I please have an exclamation point D8 for the total number of damage that you're doing to this group of people? You were right on the edge. A 2. So the way half damage, that's a total of 9 points of thunder damage, which is low, but when you take half damage, we halve it and take the lower. So half of it would become 4 points of damage. Each one of these villages has exactly 4 hit points. You have just cast Shatter out of rage and unappreciation, and you've lost it for a second in the middle of this crowd of people, and this 20-foot circle explodes with loud noise and thunder damage, and it reverberates through their fragile commoner bones, and all 20 of them drop dead. Corrected. All 19 of them drop dead, except for the zombie-esque motherfucker at the back, who now has more than 4 HP and is still standing. Oh shit, and the 4 unconscious people that are on the floor already. Just a cool 23 people that you've just killed, like that, with Shatter. You now stand a pile of corpses that have literally had their insides shaken to the point of death. Between you and this infected creature who turns away from the shatter, absorbs the 4 hit points of damage, and now sizes you up and is about to beeline for you. You guys are now mass murderers in a village of people that you said you were here to help. This is not where I thought we were going at all. Yay for you. Not me, I didn't choose Shatter. Is the zombie guy have any inorganic material in them? No. Yes. Yes, he does. He has the shards in his brain.
Want a break from the ads?
He has the shards in his brain. We are foe, not friendly. I think with this action, chat, our alignment has officially moved from neutral to, ooh, are we chaotic neutral or neutral evil? You chose Run in Darkness. I would have chose Run in Darkness. So because they have inorganic material in them, we're neutral evil? Yeah. We're neutral evil now. Okay, a creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on its saving throw. All right, our zombie friend actually ended up taking the full amount of damage. Okay. He is about 30 feet from you. And in his zombie mode, he starts crawling unnaturally on the ground, beelining it for you. And he is about to come at you with a, unnatural strength and claw attack at you. He is going to roll to hit. With a 14, chat, we have an AC of 17. He comes at us and comes to claw us with his hands, and we, with our dexterous nature, dodge out of the way, and he then flips behind us, turns around, stands up, and back at us. What are we going to do, chat? He is only 5 feet from us. In response, what are we going to do? We now face to face with this zombie, dead pile of bodies behind us. Are we gonna hit him with our quarterstaff? Oh, type 1. Are we going to lay our hands on him and grab him and electrocute him with shocking grasp? Are we going to unleash a cone of fire to singe up this motherfucking... I don't know what to call it. We'll call it a zombie, but you guys know what it is. Are we going to cast bonus action Zephyr Strike, which will give us advantage and the ability to double our distance and run away? Are we going to cast Blur as a defensive maneuver, make replicas of ourselves in like shady, how's the best way to describe blur? Like you're squinting your eyes and like there seem to be several ones of you. It's a way to boost our defense. Or are we gonna back up 30 feet and take an attack of opportunity? You guys want to set this motherfucker on fire? Barbecue zombie, let's go. Ooh, pipped at the post, burning hands. The zombie needs to make another dexterity saving throw. Again, needs to be above a 14 or take half damage. He has rolled a 10. He is taking the full brunt of our damage from these burning hands. 3 d6s. Can I get a d6 from Ali? Can I get a d6 from Mans? And can I get a d6 from Geeth? And we'll add them up. Oh, a 6, let's go! A 3 and a 4. My maths is right, that's 13, right? This creature had exactly 13 hit points left. Why are you rolling a d100, baby? Just a test? Okay. So, let's just summarize what this very, very short battle has become. Yeah? No cat behind me, I'm getting excited. The battle's my favorite part. You have just had this crowd tell you that you are responsible for what's happening, call you a evil sorceress, and told you to get the fuck out of their town. They don't want your help. All the rage over the past few days, the lack of sleep, the wounds that you've absorbed, the people you've gone out of your way to help, the kindness that you have shown despite the bullshit that you have received from various members of the public of Thornhaven has all pent up in you. With anger, you have slammed your quarterstaff down and a massive ripple of shatter has just blown through the crowd, sending every single person there to their feet, to their death. The only standing survivor is this infected creature on the other side of you. After taking the full force of damage, it has legged it in an unnatural, you know how the zombie run? He has legged it at you. As he has jumped to pounce and claw the fuck out of you, you have turned around and let him go by. You whip around, he turns to face you and snarls, and you unleash a massive cone of fire, and all of the flesh, the blue-gray flesh of this creature burns and melts with the power of the infernal heat that you launch upon it. And as his flesh and even his bones begin to disintegrate and crumble, you see these blue shards. And he is just a pile of ash and bone and blue shards on the ground in front of you. I don't have sound for this. You now stand in a moment of eerie silence, trying to take in what has just happened. Only 15 minutes ago, you were walking through a bustling market, on your way to do something, but then you were distracted. By the way, the loaf of bread in your other hand is now toast, so yum. But you look around you and you see the bloody bodies of the innocent. and the charred corpse of another creature. And it starts to dawn on you what you have just done. A mere couple of hours ago, you were standing face to face with Bruno, the marshal and head watchman of Thornhaven, and he was pleading with you to save the people of this town, to the point where he asked you to promise that before you murdered anybody that was possessed, that you would first try to find and do all in your power to save them. And now not only have you broken that promise to try and save the infected, but you now have willingly murdered innocent men, women, and children. Because how are you to know that in this group of people were a couple of nosy mothers that were sheltering their children behind their back but wanting to see? What have you done? None of these people were innocent? Did they know any better? Is a dog that bites you because it's scared not innocent because it doesn't know any better? But maybe that doesn't matter. It can't matter now. Because what you have just done here cannot be undone. The marketplace is quiet now. People have fled. In the distance, you hear a bell chiming. The top bell of the watchtower is going off. A more dangerous threat now lurks in Thornhaven. You. Thank you, Winnie. What are you going to do? Type 1 if you feel like the situation has gotten away from you and it is time to leave Thornhaven. Type 2 if you will face the consequences of your actions and wait for the watchman to arrive. Type 3 if you think, I'm still going to finish what I started, and you're going to continue through to the farm. Wow. Cool. Wow. Okay. We're gonna continue to the farm. If you had decided to leave Thornhaven, that would have been the end of this adventure, and we would have had to completely improvise a new direction to go in, which is fine, and 100% what this story is all about. But something stirs deep within you, and you decide to stay the course. And you're not sure why yet. Whether you feel like you need to redeem yourself, whether you feel like you need to prove yourself, or if you're just lost and you don't know what to do, so you'll just keep the course. Hey Dan, yes, Ali is amazing. She gifted some subs to you too, Maritz. Thank you, thank you. Hi, both of you. I'm good. I'm good. Just to recap what has just happened to you. Chat has just murdered about 20 villagers. Oh, sorry, 24. Well, 23 villagers and one kind of possessed zombie creature. Crazy. Today's session's been a bit dopey. I've been distracted at several points, so the story's progressing slowly. I'm really sorry, everybody. I hope you're having a good time still. I do play D&D, so we play Chat Decides Choose Your Own Adventure, interactive D&D this time every week, and then I run actual campaigns and one-shots in the Discord. We've got one tomorrow, actually. No, remember, Ali? They were on the ground, still in front of you. So even though you shattered, they got caught in, because it's an area of effect spell. They were just down. The shatter affected them too. We killed them all. No, sorry, you killed them all. Wow, okay. So tired, I had a rough day with mental health yesterday. It drained me. I'm sorry to hear, Dan. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully you can just chill in the stream or in another. Just, if you just want to listen to some storytelling, just relax, my friend. You don't have to interact. And as always, if you need to chat, my DMs are open to all. And the Discord community is super, super friendly. So, we venture out of Thornhaven about 20 minutes beyond the city walls to where we know Sunny Farms to be. Yeah, all the love to Dan, everybody. Look how everyone's just so beautiful. Okay, so we make our way to Sunny Farms. It is a beautiful, picturesque farm. Hay thatched roofs on the main house and a giant kind of shed to the side. Pink flowers have started to even bloom within the top of the thatching. Wooden walls, beautiful lush green fields, and then scattered all around the perimeter of the property you see different crops, what seems to be tall corn stalks in one area. Towards the back, an orchard of apples and cherries. Beautiful season for it. You see pastures that look like to have more root vegetables, potatoes and carrots. You don't spot cabbages. And for those of you who are like, why aren't you talking about cabbages? it's because the link and the connection to this farm was an ogre that we killed. We seem to be killing a lot of stuff now, that had eaten cabbages from this very farm. So we believe that the source of the infection in these people is coming from crops at this farm. Specifically, cabbages, maybe? As you walk down the long driveway to approach the farmstead, you see a man working in the fields, straw hat, blue overalls, covered in dirt. He's down there, he's with a hoe, that kind of hoe, and he's just moving the dirt around. Should never be stopped for the bread. We have bread now. We'll put that in our backpack. Watching an episode of my ghost hunting show. No worries. Dirty hoe. Oh my god. So you approach the man in the field, and you see very quickly that it is Connor, the same man that you met at the tavern earlier this morning. And you stole some of his chicken nuggets, by the way, so he's going to be a little bit salty with you. But he did invite you to his farm when you said you wanted to have a look at what he had to do. And so as you approach, he notices you, and he looks up in this really horribly offensive American hillbilly accent. He's going to go, let me see if I can get this accent on. Here it is really bad. And Connor's going to turn to you and be like, oh, if it isn't Synn. Howdy, Synn. Welcome on in. I see you found my farm. Welcome to Sunny Farms. Best crops in all the region. Didn't make it to the marketplace today, as I said. Something weird going on around here. Something strange happening to some of the produce. I assume that's what you're here to see. How you go? This is very, very odd, considering what you've just done. Wow, Nymphbot, chill. What are you going to do? It's interesting because you're not covered in any blood. Mum's acting weird? Why? Why am I acting weird? Are you overwhelmed with any type of guilt? Are you going to tell him what happened in the town? Maybe he was sure to know some people. Could have even had a family member in there. You don't know. 2, ask to see the cabbage patch. It's your only lead at this point. 3, you need a minute to rest. And maybe some water. Wouldn't go astray. So type 1 if you want to tell him what happened in the town. 2 if you want to go directly to the cabbage patch. 3 basically if you want to go inside the homestead and rest and get some water. Shit, Geeth wants to tell him what happened? What? Let's go. Jester and Winnie just want to go straight to the cabbage patch. Mans wants to tell him what happened too? I feel no guilt. Yeah, his thing isn't counting for 2, it's counting for 1. All right. Oh, Ellie pipped it at the post. Definitively asked to see the cabbage patch. So you're just going to turn around to Connor and be like, Connor, I can't explain, but I have very little time. I need you to take me directly to your cabbage patch. No questions asked. And kind of goes, all right, steady on there, lass. Lass, lady, lass. It's a shealer if it's Australian. Steady on there, Mary Sue. Come with me. I'll show you my cabbage. Now, my cabbages are usually my best crop. This year, yields have been lower than usual. But the cabbage patch is right down the back of the farm. It's at the very edge. So it's going to take us a little while to get there. It's right by the forest, which explains why the monsters the other night were in that cabbage patch. I gotta fence it off real good later. It's on my to-do list. Come on. Yeah, you're a girl. This is you, Jester. Yeah. Your name is Synn. I just let's do the accent. And I like do my Scottish one too. It's a real ripper. It's not too bad. So it takes you a few minutes to travel down the very back of the farm. You pass all the other crops and then you find yourself in the midst of a large cabbage field. He directs you down to where the fence has been broken, where the ogres got in and decimated some of the crops the other night. Can I get a D20 survival check from who hasn't rolled in a while? I have no idea. Geeth. Can I please get a D20 survival check from you as we investigate our surroundings? We're looking for signs. We're trying to read the environment, not necessarily investigate something particular. 17. Amazing. You look at the trampled dirt and the area where cabbages have been pulled from the soil and the broken fence, and you spot tracks leading in and out from the forest. You very clearly see a large set of ogre tracks. So this is 100% where your ogre came through. You also spot a smaller set of halfling tracks of someone who approached up on the outside of the fence and then seems to have been in a scuffle with this creature, and then the tracks disappear. Yeah? Connor, while you're doing your investigating, is just telling you a little bit of history about the farm because it's an excuse for me to do the accent. He'll be like, this farm belonged to my daddy before me and his daddy before him. We take great pride in this farm. We take great pride in this farm and all our kinds of produce, but our cabbages are the ones that win in the festival year to year. You see this symbol? And he points to an embroidered patch on his shirt. It's the Sunny Farms emblem. It's like a sickle and several sprigs of wheat. He turns around and goes, I'll never part with this farm because it belonged to my daddy. And it was on this very farm one year when I was young that my mother went missing. And we never found the body neither. So I feel a real connection and kinship to this farm. And if something bad's happening on this farm, you best believe. Holy shit. You best believe I'd do whatever it takes to ride it and make sure this farm lives on to see another day. I want my son to have this farm and my son's farm.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Son to have this farm. I
First
tell
of all,
you
you're not
what.
gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I only got a few memories of my mama. All on this farm, so I will never part with it. You understand me? So you do what you gotta do, but you make sure you leave this farm standing. Last time I saw my mama, she was wearing I never forget it. She was wearing this pastel pink apron, proudly showing this symbol on the front embroidered. She embroidered this one too. This is my daddy's Averils. Averils? Is that how they would say it? Overalls? Averils? There's a lot of history in these here fields. While he's chatting, you have some investigations of your own to do. It's all well and good what he's saying, but you got to figure out what happened here. So now you're getting down closer to the dirt and the cabbages. What are you going to do? Number one, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pissed off after the day I've had. I'm going to kick a fucking cabbage. Type 1. Type 2, I'm really hungry. These cabbages do look tasty. I'm going to take a big chomp of the biggest, juiciest cabbage that I can find. 3, let's examine the soil. May as well start there, yeah? 3. You don't want to eat a cabbage? Why don't you want to eat a cabbage? Come on, Chad, eat a cabbage. Why does anyone want to eat a cabbage? 10? 10, you stumble over, mouth first into a cabbage. Okay. Definitively, we're going to examine the soil for traces of something. Winnie, can I please have a D20? We're going to make it a nature check to determine the quality of the soil. A nat 20, let's go! Let's go! You get down close in the dirt and you pick some of it up and you move it through your hands and your fingers. And from all your time spent on the wild on your own, you've come to know the ways of nature. Remember we multi-classed in Ranger as well. Our environment is forest, which unfortunately isn't this, but however, we do have, within that 20, we didn't even have to add our bonuses, but we would have had pretty good ones. And the dirt at first feels normal in your hands. As I said, it's a little past midday by now. You grab a handful of soil this time, you hold it up to the sun, and you let it fall from your fingers. And as it moves through the sunlight, you see traces of this blue metallic sheen. And as quickly as it catches in the sun, it disappears as it falls to the ground. Strange. You begin to dig deeper into the soil, every now and then holding up the soil to the sun and seeing this blue shimmer fall. And you dig and you dig. You dig down about a foot into the earth and you hold up the dirt. Nothing. No shimmer. With a natural 20, you realize that whatever is unnaturally occurring in this soil isn't coming from the ground itself. It's coming from something on top. You've dug through enough layers of soil to know that whatever's falling is penetrating but so far. What could do that? what falls and only penetrates so far, deep enough to get absorbed by the roots of these vegetables. With a natural 20, I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm just going to give it to you. Liquid. Water. Whatever is being used to feed these crops. Interesting. You turn around to the farmer and you ask him where the feed for these crops come from. And he turns around and says, well, seeing as though this area is towards the back of the farm, it doesn't have the same water source as the crops on main front. We got a special well out the back here to feed the crops at the back to save us having to drag and lug giant things of water all from the front. I'll take you to the well. Let me take you to the well. You approach what looks like a normal looking well. Made of stone, beautiful wood thatched roof on top, giant barrels of water around the outside. The rope with the bucket descended down into the well. You've got to run. No worries, Winnie. Thank you so much for being here. Well, well, well. Thank you. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time. I hope it hasn't been too derpy. You decide naturally, because now we're putting things together with a natural 20. I got to give you it all. To investigate the water, right? You start to pull up the string and you raise the bucket that is already in the well to the surface. Jester, can I please have a D20 for an investigation check of the water? Rolled a 7. Oh boy. Plus a 3 to our investigation. So actually a 7. Not bad. Not a fail. Just right on the edge. All you're going to notice. You don't suck. All you're going to notice is that the water in the well seems to have a discoloration to it. But you put your hand in, the viscosity is the same. You bring your nose down, you have a sniff. It smells normal. I'll ask. Do you want to taste the water, chat? Type a 1 for yes, type a 2 for no. Where's Witty when we need him for common sense? You're gonna taste the water. Allie. It's still a yes majority. Give you 10 more seconds if anybody else wants to vote. If not, it looks like you're tasting the water. Me too, actually. As you investigate the water, as I said, you look at it. Seems to have a little bit of a sheen to it. Could be oil for all you know. Sometimes water has sheens to it. You touch it, it's the same. You sniff it, it's the same. You lick it. And it's bitter. It's bitter. There's something wrong with this water. Who was the first person to say yes? Geeth. Can I have a D20? You need to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, dude. With a +2. That's a 19. You take only 1 point of exhaustion for now. Because you have just drank infected water. And that's the best possible outcome that you could hope for at this point in time. Let me give you a point of exhaustion. And I think... Don't drink the fucking water. What will the consequences be? Well, we can speculate wildly, can't we? We can probably deduce that it might show in a couple of days. The consequences of what we've just done. Man, you guys have made some decisions today. You have made some decisions. Chat has decided. Chat has decided violence. Chat has decided chaos. Our alignment is officially... I still don't think we're evil. I think we've just moved to chaotic neutral. Unpredictable. Now our town can blame the rage on our infection. Possibly. But now we have a ticking clock. Because we probably knew, right? We looked in the dirt with a natural 20. We knew that this soil was corrupted. We also knew because of nature. We understand how vegetables are propagated and all that kind of stuff. And we knew that it was coming from an external source, not from the ground itself. So it was probably coming from the feed. We then went and examined the well. It looked a bit funny. We confirmed with taste there was something off about this water. But now in our investigation to get clarity that this well is the source of the bad stuff going on, we have inadvertently infected ourselves. So now, chat, now we have a rush to the finish line, don't we? To figure out what's going on and how to cure it. Maybe? We'll have to tune in next week to see. So we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you to everybody who came by today. Today's session was just absolute chaos. I think I wasn't able to get into a natural groove because I wasn't able to start properly because of a little munchkin who is now nowhere to be seen. Little poo face. Oh no, there she is. She's in the window. Hi, baby. Hi. We can play now, can't we? Huh?